So I found a video of myself in SEAL Team
American
2
soldiers, they declined
in
to share their
Iraq.
names, are setting
This is
coordinates for ISIS
2012.
positions, just a little over a mile away from the
This
extremists.
is before I went through speech
They never
therapy.
fired their sniper rifle, but used it to
And
identify
I'll let it
targets.
continue to
Nearby,
roll over
they assembled
so you can hear how bad my S's were. It got a lot of people's
Pentagon
asses beat
officials
that
say
made
U.S.
fun of me.
service personnel are operating ever
I have
closer
6
to the
permanent
action.
bridged front teeth. You hear the
Take it
smoke?
now and move up and try to mark that location.
American
A lot of
soldiers,
people
they
got beat
declined
up
to
over
share
making
their
fun of that.
names, are setting coordinates for
I broke a
ISIS
lot of people's
positions,
fucking jaws.
just a little over a mile away
Everybody
from
likes
the
to poke fun at people
extremists.
that aren't perfect.
They never fired their sniper rifle, but used it to identify targets.
But after $20,000 in speech therapy paid for by the U.S. military and U.S. government, I can S all day long.
Ever closer to the
S
action.
words like smoke
Bring up
and
the smoke for 40 Mike. They can take it now.
silver
And,
and
try to mark that
straight.
location.
American soldiers,
I
they
learned to get
declined
over
to
it.
share their
I needed to
names,
create
are
more
setting
space
coordinates for ISIS positions.
in my mouth. I
Just
needed
a
to
little
line
over
my
a mile
teeth. I
away
wore
from the
braces
extremists.
after that. It
They
was
never
hell.
fired their sniper rifle.
It was the
but
second
used
time
it
that I had to wear
identify
braces.
targets. Nearby, they assemble a drone.
First time was no fun. The second time was even worse because I was in war and nobody had rubber bands.
Ever closer to the action.
Go ahead and bring up the smoke for 40 Mike. They can take it now and move up and try to
I have a
mark that
permanent
location.
bridged
American soldiers, they declined to share their names,
front teeth.
are setting coordinates for
And
ISIS positions.
obviously you can hear
Just
it.
a little over a
Can't hear
mile
it anymore,
away
but
from the extremists.
yep, burrs. That
They
was
never
SEAL Team
fired
2.
their sniper rifle, but used it to
That was after I
identify
had completed
targets.
Air Force TAC P
Nearby,
training,
they
I believe.
assemble a drone.
It was either TAC P or Forward Observer.
Pentagon
I can't
officials say
remember. It was
U.S.
Special
service
Operations
personnel
Warfare,
are
though.
operating ever
And I was a
closer
SEAL at
to
that
the
point.
action.
We go ahead and bring up the smoke for 40 Mike. They can take it now and move up and try to mark that location.
I beat up a
American
lot of people
soldiers,
because of
they
that shit, though.
declined to share their names.
Everybody likes to
are
point out
setting
everybody's faults. Well, I'm not perfect. I'm sorry. But I serve my community. I serve my country. And I still get looked down on like it wasn't me. And please believe it was me. I'm the only Navy SEAL that's ever had that amount of orthodontic work done. I'm proud to serve my country and my community. They're just not proud to have had me served, even though I did the right thing. But these people have all converted, so fuck them. They're all a bunch of fucking converts. Converts! See how much better it is? Every S word that I say, because S is one of the most common letters used in the English language. Lots of S words. But yep, I found one of my old videos. It was on CNN. We didn't do anything to anyone. We were just keeping an eye on ISIL. Making sure they weren't slaughtering innocent civilians, because that's what they do. That's the reason we were putting the drone up, because we found a bunch of them, because at that point there wasn't that many ISIL cells in Iraq. The caliphate had not fully taken hold of the country. And me being a DEA guy and knowing what I know about ISIL and ISIS and exactly what they were supposed to be doing, because they're supposed to be drug enforcement, but they're not. They were more hell-bent on hurting people, and it's not the animals either. That's the weird part, because when you talk about Islamic State, it's actually got to do with birds and animals and not human beings. Human beings steal everything from nature because humans are thieves. That's what humans do. Everybody wants to take everything away from nature. But Yep, it's kind of cool that I find a CNN exclusive video of myself before I went through speech therapy. And believe me, that speech therapy was hell. It was not fun, but it was worth it. Because now I don't have that breathe through of my front bridge. I've learned to control it with my tongue and keeping my mouth open.
Coordinates for ISIS
Let's
positions,
listen again.
just a little over a mile away from the extremists. They never fired their sniper rifle, but used it to identify targets. Nearby, they assemble a drone. Pentagon officials say U.S. service personnel
Yeah, we were
are
one of the
operating
first
ever
units to have a
closer to the
drone.
action.
If we go ahead and bring up the smoke for 40 Mike, they can take it now and move up and try to mark that location.
American soldiers,
The biggest reason I had a problem with the S's is because I was putting on so much weight and it was creating space in my mouth. And I had to relearn how to basically talk again. Because at that point, I mean, when I went into the Navy, I was 129 pounds the second time that I went into to Buds. And as you can see, after my deployments to SEAL Team 1, and went from 1 to, I think, SEAL Team 3 and then 4, and then I went back to SEAL Team 2 as a CO. I put on a bunch of weight. At that point, I was 225 pounds of lean, mean, ass-kicking machine. And I'm back down to my natural weight. I can bulk up again, though. It just takes money and lots of tacos. But yep, just a cool video right there.
declined to share their names, are setting coordinates for ISIS positions. Just a little over a mile.
Freaking ISIL in Iraq was a bunch of kids and shit, and we felt like, you know, it was basically, there was a bunch of their parents and stuff that were worried about them doing things to innocent civilians, so we went there to babysit them and make sure their asses weren't going to kill anybody, and they didn't kill anybody.
Away from the extremists. They never fired their sniper rifle, but used it to identify targets. Nearby, they assemble a drone. Pentagon officials say U.S. service personnel are operating ever closer to the action.
If we go ahead and bring up the smoke for 40 Mike, they can take it now and move up and try to mark that location.
Yippers. Proudly served this country. Keeping an eye on all their kids. You're basically sent there as babysitters. There was a lot of SEALs that were pissed off about that. A lot of guys got out of the service right after that deployment too, because we were being used as babysitters pretty much. You can see my commanding officer pistol. It was nothing special, but it was a pretty cool gun. It was a 40 cal. After that, I bought my 9mm Beretta and had snakes engraved on it, and that's what I used to carry as a cop. Because I was a big fan of Sylvester Stallone and Beretta, the movie. He's always been a big movie guy. Didn't have Netflix back then.